What up, you guys? Empress of Duality here. For those of you that are new or may not know, my name is Brooke. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Love Vibe Tribe. My subscribers, my tribe. You know how much I love and appreciate you guys. So today we're going to do a general mini reading. Not mini. God, I'm so used to being on Instagram doing the mini readings. A general reading for the sign of Sagittarius. I do feel like it's going to be a love reading, but we shall see. I'm not 100% sure yet. And for those of you that don't know how this works, it's not always the most traditional tarot reading. So, my purpose here is to support those light workers, empaths, way showers, that are going through spiritual awakenings, to support them on their path, to bring them clarity, confirmation, healing, to illuminate path that their soul truly desires. So sometimes we get normal, I guess you could call it normal, normal messages, tarot readings, and sometimes we get into the spiritual side, man, which is my favorite. But yeah, and how these work is I start off with a meditation session where I tap into Sagittarius's energy and messages come through, channel messages for you guys. And sometimes the channeled messages have nothing to do with the reading. Sometimes the channeled messages lead into the reading. You just never know. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you for dropping a like. Really helps out the channel. And with that being said, Sagittarius, what up, spirit? Let's fuck it up. So Sagittarius, I really feel like you got a lot going on, girl. Okay, boy, girl. I just say girl, but I feel like you got a lot going on. And it doesn't feel bad necessarily, but just in the pit of my stomach, I'm feeling an upgrade. There's an opportunity to upgrade your solar plexus. Maybe some of you have been working on your solar plexus, which is our willpower, right? Our personal power, our determination, standing up for ourselves, our integrity, speaking our truth, right? It all comes from. You can have a clear throat chakra all day, but if you don't have a secure solar plexus, you'll never feel confident enough to speak that truth, right? So for some of you, you've had these moments where there's something you really wanted to stand up for, to speak on, but it's almost like when you go to speak on it, I do feel like it's more of a personal issue, personal relationship, just something pretty personal, pretty close to you that you're wanting to speak on. And it's every time you go to speak on it, it's just your whole body shuts down, right? It's almost like you're literally incapable of speaking the words out loud. And maybe some of you are working on that, kind of trying to, figure out what it is that you want to say and why. Those two things, if you can just find clarity in those two things, what is your cause? What is your purpose? What is the purpose of bringing this up? What is it that you want to say? You don't have to know what you're saying, but just kind of a theme, right? Well, I want to share how this whole personal situation, how this dynamic has made me feel. I want to share how it has affected me or affected other people. Just something that general is fine. Setting that energy in motion, speaking that out loud and setting the intention with spirit, and spirit will show up. And then why? Why do you feel called to talk about it? And I feel like it is a sensitive subject for some of you. It's interesting. That must just be an energy going around where we're being challenged, or there are these obstacles in place that really test our capacity to for some of you, like, make a difference, man. Like, your voice matters. Your voice really does hold power to make a difference in someone's life. And that's not why you share your truth, right? You don't share your truth with the expectation that it's going to fix something or it's going to change something. You share your truth because it's your truth. And a lot of the times, if you share from that space of, I'm doing this for me, I'm doing this because not only is it my ego's will, but it's my soul's calling to step up in this space and share. And why it feels like something personal, like something could have went down with, like, you and your friend, something could have went down with you and your partner, you and your family, right? Oh, hold on. Something in my eye. Jeez. Just like came out of nowhere. Maybe that's a sign, Sagittarius. It just like came out of nowhere. Like you weren't expecting it. Whatever happened between like you and your partner, you and your family, your siblings, it's almost like you had like an, oh fuck, this thing is really killing my eye. It's almost like you had like a intuitive hit that things were off, or that it could lead to a destructive path. Maybe the choices that someone is making, you had an intuitive hit that like it could really go either way. Like it could lead to a really dark path, but like you were trying to kind of remain neutral and trust spirit and see how it kind of played out. And it's happened to have played out in the way that you wouldn't have preferred. So now like you're being challenged with, what is your truth in it all? What is your purpose in it all, right? Like, and I feel like for a lot of you, you want to speak up on it, but you don't know what to say. So this is your confirmation from spirit to just, what is it, girl? You know, I just want to express my emotions. I just want to know that I said what I could. I want to know that I was honest and I showed up and I spoke my truth, and whether that makes a fucking difference or not, like whatever. I just want to know that I did everything that I could do. That I spoke my truth, that I said my piece. You know, that's where some of you are coming from. So, I think my eye's good now. We shall see. Ouch. Okay. So let's get some cards. Interesting energy, Sagittarius. Very interesting energy. And you know, it may very well be, Sagittarius, one of those times, man, where you're witnessing, oh, I feel it in my heart, it hurts. You're witnessing someone traveling a dark night of the soul. And sometimes, when it comes to dark nights of the soul, depending on the person's willpower, you know, depending on the person's will, that's what it is. There's no other way to write that. Depending on the person's will, when you go on that journey of the dark night of the soul, sometimes people get lost in that darkness, you know. They really start to identify with that darker way of living. And what's sad is sometimes you can't pull them out of it, you know. You can't save them. All you can do really is show up, speak your piece, speak your truth, you know. Don't run away from it, because that is easier, right? So it's your willpower too, you know. Can you say the harsh truth to this person? Can you be their reality check, not with the expectation that it's going to fix anything or change anything, just because out of love? Like, love tells the truth. Love shows up even in the darkness. With the darkness, love is there, you know. Like, that's what love does. And the person does feel like they're close to you, but having to witness, like you've been through your own dark nights of the soul, and having to trust the process for someone else can be very challenging, especially when we have a personal bond and a personal connection with them. And what I want to say, Sagittarius, is sometimes when people do go into that darkness with their darkness, sometimes when people, go on that journey of the shadow self, sometimes when people go through the dark night of the soul, they do lose touch with who they are. So that can make it challenging to talk to them too, because it's like you don't even know who you're talking to. But you never know, Sagittarius. Speaking that truth, you could reach a part of them that they lost touch with. You could activate a part of them that gives them their strength back, their will, their determination, inspires them to make a change. Okay, there you go, Sagittarius. That is the channeled message for you guys. So that's tough, man. That is tough. And I had a feeling that a message like this was going to come out, but I kind of tossed it to the side just because I do have some personal connection with the message, which I feel like is what makes these readings real, makes them more powerful, is because it's not rainbows and unicorns, it's not just a meaningless tarot reading. It's what you beautiful souls and myself, is what we're going through. And just to kind of share a little bit of how much I relate to the message, which is sometimes a pain in the ass being like a reader and a channel for spirit. It's beautiful because like things come through in the moment when I'm reading, and like I kind of have my personal stuff aside. Clarity comes through, confirmation comes through, so it's really beautiful in that way. But sometimes it's just like a harsh reality check, like damn, I kind of knew, like my sister, she is struggling right now. She's going through her own dark night of the soul, and I ask that you guys pray for her and send some love our way. And everything that, Spirit just said through me, it's just like, oh, it's true. And there have been times where I want to call her, but it's like, what do I say? It's like I'm talking to a stranger. And then like I want to call her, but like all this, I want to speak my truth, right? And all this resistance comes up when I think about it, and I don't know why. And I've had to think about that a little bit. Like, why is there so much resistance to showing up for my sister when she is struggling? Why do I find it so hard to speak to her when it's always been easy to talk to my sister, right? Why can't I find the words? Why do I feel anxious when I go to call? Like, I know my sister. And I think the harsh truth to admit is that it's not my sister really right now. And maybe that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that if I call, what if she gets mad? Or what if she doesn't listen to anything I say? Or what if she doesn't care? What if she cusses me out? Or, you know what I mean? And like, I can take it, I know it's not personal, but at the same time, it's personal. It's my fucking sister. And to know that she doesn't feel safe with me if I was to kind of be that harsh truth, for if she was to push me away, or if she was to reject me, if she was to blow up on me. I think the harsh pill for me to swallow is how far gone she is from who she truly is. Maybe that's what I'm afraid of. But what I just heard from Spirit is that way of thinking, assuming assuming disappointment, assuming failure, assuming that they're not going to listen, or assuming that it's going to go really bad, or you know what I mean? Like, that way of thinking just isn't helpful. It isn't serving. It builds more resistance. It makes you more unsure of yourself, you know? So yeah, there you go. I'm going to leave that there because we got to get some cards going. Even my throat right now is just really tight. Anyways, let's get some cards. Thank you, Spirit, for the beautiful messages. Let's get some cards. It's just like all the fears, you know what I mean? What if I push her away? What if I say the wrong thing? What if I make it worse? What if? What if the worst? You know what I mean? And for those of you that have been on this journey for a while, you know that you can't entertain those thoughts of self-sabotage. That's where your willpower, that solar plexus upgrade, that's where it comes in. You know? So let's see. Happy summer solstice to you guys. Sagittarius. Happy summer solstice. Alright. My goodness. Can we please? And then you know what else is hard? Like when it's a personal connection, when it's someone that's really close to you. You're carrying your own emotions about the whole situation, you know. And sometimes there is some anger that comes up when we see someone basically like sabotaging themselves, hurting themselves, spiraling, you know. There's some anger that comes from that because it's almost like, you know, that the only thing that's really in the way is just a choice. But, you know, when people are experiencing their dark night of the soul, that choice isn't always really easy to make. And you have your own emotions about it, your anger, your frustration, you know, your questions for like, why, man? Why would they do that, you know? Don't they see how much we love them? Don't they see how much their choices affect the people that they love, right? It's so clear when you're not in it, right? If you're the one looking outside. But I've been on both sides of that spectrum where it was me doing pills, sabotaging my life, killing myself inside, harming my body. Like, you know what I mean? And sometimes when you're in that space, there's so much really shame and guilt. Even though you're making the choice to do it over and over again, there's just this shame and guilt that overwhelms you, and it's hard to face yourself, let alone face anybody else. You know what I mean? Especially anyone that reminds you of who you were or who you are. So just to kind of see it from both sides, you know. And when it comes to those emotions that you're having, the anger, the frustration, the grief, it's best to take responsibility of those, to not ignore them, to express them in a safe space with someone that you love, someone that you trust, or even with just yourself in spirit. And then once you kind of take responsibility for those emotions, and you don't let the emotions speak for you. Maybe that's what some of you are afraid of. That's why you won't have the conversation, because there's a part of you that knows, like, those emotions that you haven't taken the time to neutralize those emotions. Are going to speak for you, and you might say things that you don't mean, right? So maybe that's the first step. Checking your own emotions. Taking responsibility of those emotions. Alright. How many shuffles? 2, 3, 2 more. 4, 5. My dog barking at. Balance spirituality with practicality. So maybe for some of you, this is like the first time since you've had like your spiritual awakening where like it's like real level shit, real life shit, and you got to implement the tools that you've learned, how to remain balanced and neutral inside, how to, you know, stay balanced in your emotional body and your mental body, keeping your mind clear, you know, discerning. And now don't forget about that part. You know what I mean? You got to take care of you to really take care of anybody else. Step out of your comfort zone. A new romantic cycle begins. An overall energy, please. A new start is coming. Which one do I need to move? Okay, there we go. All right. Balancing spirituality with practicality. Step out of your comfort zone and a new romantic cycle begins. A new start is coming. I'm telling you, don't ever forget the power of love, man. The power of prayer, the power of conscious intention, and, you know, building momentum. And you can help someone from a distance. So let's see. Two more. And 7. Devotion. Interesting. Very interesting. The only thing that keeps crossing my mind is just, you know, it was my dark night of the soul that gave me my devotion to unbind myself from death culture, from toxic cycles, from self-sabotage, you know. Maybe that's what this is for that person. But you do know, with the received card being here, Once you put all the emotion aside, you know you gotta step up. You know you gotta step out of your comfort zone a little bit and just trust yourself. Like, you have been doing this work for a bit, right? You've been collecting your tools, you've been working with spirit, and you just gotta trust that you have anchored in enough love, enough neutrality to be able to step out of your comfort zone, and whatever comes out, comes out. You know, some conversations, some things in life you just can't prepare for. You know what I mean? Some conversations you can prepare for all you want, but in the heat of the moment, like, the truth comes out. You know what I'm saying? And just trusting that. Even if it doesn't go the way you wanted or the way you thought or whatever. You just gotta answer the call. That's what I'm hearing. Step out of your comfort zone with receive. You just gotta answer the call, Sagittarius. What's the call? Okay? What's Spirit's call? So let's check out this. But with the cards that I'm seeing, you know, I don't like to give false hope, but a new romantic cycle begins, return, fresh start, a new start is coming. They're gonna figure it out. So let's check out this devil card. That's the kind of like the challenging thing of being an adult, is like you get to choose when you want to show up, if you're going to show up, if you're going to step out your comfort zone, if you're going to speak your truth. Like, you get to choose. And I feel like some of you want to. You want to step up, step out. Nine of Wands being here. Tower in the reverse being here. Three of Wands. So that's what I'm getting here, Sagittarius. The choice is yours. Like, you've received what your place is with the whole situation, whether you want to admit it or not. Some of you, maybe it's better to just sit back. But for most of you, what I'm seeing is like, step out of your comfort zone. You know what the call was. You know what you have to do. You know what, not what you have to do, but what you want to do, what your soul is telling you is your truth in this situation. And with the Tower being here in the reverse, like, the Tower comes in and it's just like this thing that happens that shakes you to your core, right? Destruction, you know, chaos. And that's what I'm saying. It is a chaotic fucking situation. Like, okay, like, holy shit, it is. But with the Tower being here in the reverse, with it upright, you know what this says with these two cards upright? You're defensive, you're doubting, you're afraid, you're insecure, you got your guard up, you're resisting. You know, with the Tower being here, this is like Spirit coming in, and it's almost like you don't have any fucking choice. But in this situation, Sagittarius, what I'm seeing is maybe that's what made you step out of your comfort zone in the past. But Spirit really gave you no choice. You know what I mean? But with the Tower being here in the reverse, that talks about personally personal transformation. It means you're the one making the choice. You're not being forced into it by the universe. You know, you're not being initiated by the universe. You have a choice in this. That's interesting, Sagittarius. You've been made to step out of your comfort zone in the past, and you've collected a lot of tools from that, a lot of growth, you know. But now it's like Spirit's not going to force it. You have to listen to your soul's call, take responsibility, and Do what your soul's calling you to do. You know what I mean? This is like personally instigating change. That's what I couldn't remember. But the Tower being in the reverse. Personally instigating change. Personally instigating awakenings within yourself. Like, you're guiding the journey now. Like, you've gotten to a point in your spiritual awakening where spirit doesn't have to hold your hand. You know what I mean? You gotta do what's right for you. So let's see see what's going on with your person. Four of Wands in the reverse. This transformation, this dark night of the soul, it was divinely guided. You know, things the way that they were with this person, especially internally, this is kind of like their journey through the dark night of themselves. And maybe this journey is what awakens them to what is holding them back, what is keeping them bound, what is keeping them captive. Awakens them to why they have chosen the lifestyle that they've chosen when it isn't really fulfilling. It's very toxic, it's very draining, you know. With the Four of Wands being here, like it needed to, and the Devil at the bottom of the deck. With the Star, oh my gosh, two major arcana here, okay? The foundation of this person's life wasn't built on a solid foundation, you know? This unexpected journey, this unexpected change, it needed to happen to balance out the scales, to awaken this person, to give them a new shot at life, a fresh start. You know, they will return. Person's a lot more capable than they look in this moment. Okay? Eight of Pentacles. The doggy sitting there in the rain, focused all on themselves. Maybe a little self-absorbed. Worried only about, you know, making it through the day, worried about their money, their home, how they gonna get money to do this. Like, it's just a very self-absorbed kind of energy. But the guy here, you know, he's making him a little house. So just do what you can, Sagittarius. That's it. You don't gotta fix it. You don't gotta save him. You know what I mean? So, what else with the person that Sagittarius is dealing with? And then the Nine of Swords. There you go. Sometimes you gotta break, you know? Sometimes, like, everything kind of just needs to be destroyed to get a fresh start. Okay. Interesting. I have to go back and watch this video myself. Spirit. So let's get some final messages from Spirit. Peace offering, positive change. Okay, don't lose hope, don't lose faith. It might get nitty gritty, it might look fucking horrible right now. Okay, like it really might. But don't let the doubt take you over, or the fear, you know. Hold strong in that love and that neutrality in your faith. Pray, you know what I mean? Do what you can. Expect positive change. You know, that doesn't mean go into hope. It's just a really strong faith and spirit that man, positive change can happen. Someone can choose to change their life in a second. You never know, right? So it's not giving yourself this false hope, but it's true faith and spirit, man. You know, clear and shield your energy. So again, make sure to take care of, to make sure to self-nourish, to take care of yourself, to deal with your emotions about it all, to process, to give yourself space from the situation. You can't sit around and worry about it all the time, you know? So let's do one of these. Innocence and family. Beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork for perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Cannot make this shit up, Sagittarius. Enjoy the peace within your heart once again. And then the family card. The situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member, which we can help you understand and heal. In your mind and heart, surround this person, yourself, and the experience with calming blue light and many angels. Be open to the gifts within the situation and allow yourself to feel peace. Wow. Wow. There you go, Sagittarius. That's beautiful. For whatever reason, I do want to get one of these, the Lightworkers Oracle cards for your person. I don't know why. I don't know why. We'll see. Have faith in your person, man. Don't see them as weak. You know what I mean? Don't see them as their shadow. Don't see them as their shadow. Because you know that pain distorts, man. Hurt, when you carry hurt, it distorts your self-image. It distorts your decision. It distorts who you become and who you are being. Menticon. It's a girl sitting there all alone, longing for home, belonging, the original Lightworkers. Okay, baby? Don't forget that this person is a powerful, badass, immortal, spiritual being, a badass soul. Birthing a new age. Beautiful cards. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. They're not alone. Okay? I don't know if they know that they're not alone, but they have a lot of support, a lot of love, a lot of energy that's being sent to them. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? That's your person's journey right there. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? In the age of light. You've been training for this for a lifetime. That's your person right there, okay? Don't doubt the power of the soul. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Spirit, for the beautiful messages. All right, Sagittarius, that is your reading for today. I hope that it served you. I hope that it inspired you. I hope that it gave you your faith to continue to trust, to show up without expectation just because it's your truth. You know what I mean? To have faith in this person's soul and their ability to pull themselves out of the dark night of the soul. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you for dropping a like. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you would like a personal reading, if you need a little bit more clarity on your personal situation, that is what I'm here to do, to serve, to help, to heal, to bring clarity, confirmation, illumination to the path that your soul truly desires. Excuse me. So I do have personal readings on sale for $40. That's it, $40. And I can tap into your personal situation, pull you some cards, get some messages from spirit. You don't have to do this alone, okay? And if you're having trouble really getting past your emotional feelings about everything, there are people, I can help you with that too. There are people that can assist you in that space so that you can show up with that solar plexus activated, Sagittarius, in your power, in your faith and spirit, and speak your truth. And with that being said, I love you guys. And Empress of Duality, out.